Mr. Son of a Digger. You're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and it is time for Best Trick here in World Finals 1. Matt Johnson and Max D and Steel Titan and the Black Pearl gave us a phenomenal racing championship, but it was Matt Johnson and Max D who was on top. It is your official World Finals 1 racing champion, and an amazing race it was. If you haven't seen it, be sure to check it out. But quite a phenomenal race. Now it's time for Best Trick as we move on to the rules. Every driver gets 2 attempts to perform their best tricks. Flipping will result in the end of the run. Hitting walls or barriers will result in a point deduction. No mid-air or forced flips, and just about every single move is allowed in terms of move allowment. So donuts, bicycles, wheelies, nose wheelies, moonwalks, flips, sidewalks are completely 100% allowed. This is the judging criteria. Each attempt will be scored individually, a max score of 5 points for each move, which means the maximum score overall is 10 points. Moves showing skill and control are key here, and any spamming, awkward moves, or unrealistic moves will result in point deduction. So, skill is the name of the game. Any kind of spamming is going to hurt you in the overall grand scheme of things. So, from Baltimore, Maryland, your first competitor, Riley Strider in Blue Thunder. Unfortunately, was knocked out in the first round of racing, not the way he wanted to go, but there's 2 more competitions for him to go, and these 2 tend to be the ones that where he strives the most, and that being Best Trick and Freestyle right here. Look at this, a nose wheelie into a forward momentum backflip, taking it into that container for another backflip, and still comboing it with a moonwalk. All 4 tires haven't touched the ground yet, and he was able to power it into a power wheelie here, completely avoiding that wall, so that is definitely gonna help him a lot. Now that's attempt number 1, that gets scored separately. Now it's attempt number 2. How well is this gonna do? Popping it up into a nose wheelie, but he's losing it and letting out some frustration here. Unfortunately, this will not be counted towards his score, as all 4 tires were on the ground, and that's it. So great attempts overall, this first one being phenomenal, one of the best combos we've seen, but again, it gets judged individually. A maximum of 5 points is allowed for each move, so a 7.305 for Blue Thunder and Riley Strider. Representing Grand Rapids, Michigan, it's April Summers in Monster Dalmatian. Again, unfortunately, another driver who was eliminated in round 1 of racing, but again, this is an area where she strives most. Best Trick as well as Freestyle, so let's see what she has in store for us today. She's throttling it in reverse, getting that reverse flip, comboing it with a wheelie. Now, can she get a front flip out of this? And she will. A beautiful front flip, beautifully executed, and right here, an awkward jump as she was trying to collect herself. So that's not going to hurt her in any way, as she was just trying to get it all together. I believe it's still going into that first attempt, as all 4 tires didn't touch the ground yet. So attempt number 1 is in the books. What is attempt number 2 going to bring us? I think she's just trying to think things through and see where she's going to go. And again, this track isn't the best in terms of the amount of obstacles to go off of. There's like half of the stadium that's empty space, so that's gonna kind of hurt everybody. Great racing track, a tough racing track, but when it comes to freestyle and Best Trick, you just kind of have to get creative and work with what you got. But right here, popping it into a nose wheelie, into a moonwalk, trying to get the reverse flip, but unfortunately not able to land it completely. So that will ultimately hurt her score. But looking at a replay right here, the first attempt was phenomenal. Right here, that reverse flip into a wheelie, into a front flip. And then this awkward jump here, which led her into a wheelie still. But right here, popping it up into a nose wheelie, trying to get that moonwalk into that flip, but unfortunately not able to get it. And her score is going to be 7.022. From Houston, Texas, it's going to be Cecily 96 in the Lucas Stabilizer. She has 1 Best Trick win of the season already, as well as 1 freestyle win. So, hoping for good things here, or great things here, and maybe even a World Finals Championship. Again, Riley Strider is the driver to beat right now. Can Cecily do it? She's going to pop it up into a nose wheelie off of the container, trying to control it as best as she can. Going for this jump here, going to get it up into a regular wheelie. Balancing it so far, I'm not sure if this is exactly what she was trying to do, but she's balancing it and showing as much skill as possible here. Balancing it on 1 tire, now back on 2. and just trying to do whatever she can right here. Gonna ride it into a wheelie. She's gonna slow it down though before she hits that wall, and she has plenty of space to work with. So not bad for the first attempt. Now, what is attempt number 2 gonna bring us? And again, just like April Summers, she's going around trying to scope the track out and see exactly what she wants to do. It's kind of again, it's a tough track. It's you're limited because everything's kind of clustered onto one side. So, you know, we're going to see a lot of attempts on this specific area of the track. But right here, huge air. Maybe she's going to slap it into a slap wheelie. She is. And she's going to go for a little bit of a sky wheelie, get a combo it still with a wheelie. And that's going to be it. I'm not sure if that's what she wanted to do. I'm sure she wanted to go for a front flip. Didn't quite get the rotation and decided to do the safe thing and hit them brakes to keep it leveled into a sky wheelie. So right here, taking a look at a replay of her first attempt. Not bad. Great balance, great execution for the first run. But this is, again, the first one that we've seen where both attempts were complete attempts, if you will. There wasn't a failed aspect in either one. Yes, you could count this as a failed attempt, but not really. She still landed. And we do have a new leader, a 7.572 for Cecily 96. Your Tour Blue champion from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. It's Steel Titan in the Black Pearl. And he came close to being the racing champion. He was the second place, the runner-up in racing, and third in fastest qualifying. If it wasn't for that penalty, he would have been the fastest qualifier. So that just shows you that Matt Johnson had to bring out everything possible, everything in his arsenal to beat this guy, because Steel Titan was absolutely dominant in racing today. Unfortunately, they didn't get a title, but here we go, getting that reverse flip into a wheelie combo and getting a front flip beautifully executed. And a great first attempt, a great first clean attempt in the books, and that is tough to pull off. April Summers was able to do it. Lucas Stabilizer was unable to do it. And here comes Black Pearl now, able to get it done. So a great first attempt, great clean attempt, great showcase of skill. Now, what is attempt number 2 going to bring us? Looks like they can go for a bicycle, which is risky here because you can't really go anywhere. There's such a cluster and all those crush cars, concrete crush cars in the way. So what is he going to do here? He's one of the best at bicycles, as well as Max D, Megalodon, and Dragon. But looks like he's throttling through to the center pot, getting some huge air, getting it into a nose wheelie. What's he going to do here? To fit a backflip. A beautiful backflip right here off of that jump there, and a nose wheelie, a nose wheelie motion attempt. I don't even know what to call that. And some donuts in celebration, and that was fantastic. Both attempts were beautiful attempts, clean attempts, great showcase of skill, and this should score incredibly well with the judges. Right here, that reverse flip into wheelie into front flip, and then this bicycle here, again, he's one of the best at it, taking it around half or a quarter of the track, if you will, taking it to that center pod there. Still only 3 tires were on the ground, not all 4, getting into a nose wheelie, and then boom, that beautiful backflip. And this should score extremely well, and a new leader, 9.516 for the Black Pearl and Steel Titan. Coming up next is your World Finals 1 racing champion, Matt Johnson and Max D. And quite an amazing racing streak he's been on this season. 15-0 in the regular season, 3-0 in World Finals, 6-time fastest qualifier, no, 5-time fastest qualifier, excuse me. He got 4 in the regular season and 1 here in World Finals. But right here, a reverse bicycle, immediately 180 into a regular bicycle. Now, what else does he have in store for us? Right here, a backflip off of the container, so similar, not the container, off that jump there, similar to the Black Pearl. However, Black Pearl was in a nose wheelie, but still, phenomenal combo there. And he's coming out for that best trick win. He wants to take that away from Black Pearl. He wants to go 3 for 3 here. And it could be possible. We can definitely see a truck sweep every single competition. And this guy right here has been on fire all season long. And right here, his signature move, getting 2 flips out of it in a short wheelie, but he's going to run out of real estate. And right there, attempt number 2 is in the book. So another truck coming out with 2 phenomenal attempts, 2 clean attempts, and complete attempts. Now it's going to come down to the judges, because that was incredible. That is going to be tough to beat right here. That bicycle, just a complete 180 going into a regular bicycle, leading it into that jump there, that obstacle that gave him that led him into a backflip. beautifully executed. And then right here, spamming that throttle to get that double flip there, his signature move from the regular season, and a 9.137, so we will not have a new leader. Your last chance qualifier winner from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Nova Strider in Crush Station. And seeing what she has in store for us here. Did pretty good in racing so far. She's showing everyone that she deserves to be here. Right here, a huge reverse jump, comboing it with a wheelie up and over the obstacle, and she's still continuing that wheelie. And right there, that was going to be a dangerous spot for her to be in, as she could have definitely hit that wall, but she didn't, so she will not face any kind of point deduction. But she, right now, she's showing that she deserves to be here and that she deserved to be the last chance qualifier. So I wonder what else she has in store for us here today. Going for a backflip, gonna land it. Kind of stuck in a bicycle motion, but she's stuck in an awkward spot there. And I'm not sure if that's gonna hurt her score, hitting that wall there, as they could count that as the second attempt being done. But still, there may be some kind of deduction in that area for that. But taking a look at a replay here, going to attempt number 2 now. That backflip and landing it, getting kind of into a bicycle motion, but then getting into no man's land. And her score is going to be a 7.121. Up next from Tomball, Texas, it's Arcanine 59 in Dragon. And seeing what he has in store for us here, he made it to the semifinal round, but unfortunately wasn't able to come out with a win. He was number 2 in the regular season for Tour Violet. But right here, a beautiful bicycle to start off his first attempt. And going for the obstacle, same as Matt Johnson, getting an incredible flip here, and he's going to power it through into a wheelie. So beautifully done for Dragon. Attempt number 1 is in the books now. So a great attempt by Arcanine 59 and Dragon here. Kind of taking a pause, as that was quite a turn there, quite a spin, quite a flip. So I'm sure those G-forces really messed with him. So let's see, he's lining up for attempt number 2 now. Gonna get it up and down. Can he slap it into a wheelie, into a front flip? No, the back end of the chassis grabbing on and keeping him in place, kind of messing up his whole attempt here, trying to save the truck, getting into some sidewalls. No, he's gonna land right on the lid of that truck, and that's gonna be it for Dragon. An unfortunate finish for Arcanine 59 and Dragon. As going back to his replay right here, just an amazing flip, huge flip, really fast. And I'm sure that messed him up a bit. He had that short pause right here, the perfect slap wheelie, trying to go for a front flip or a forward momentum backflip, but the back of the chassis caught the truck, and or back of the chassis caught that dirt, and made him flip over. So 8.508 for Dragon. Up next, the man with the beats, MMJ producer, Alien Invasion. And let's see what he has in store for us here. Unfortunately, was knocked out in racing. And it was against Matt Johnson and Max D. So, of course, that was, it was a tough one right here. A gravity bender to start off his first attempt. Nicely done by MMJ. Now wondering what attempt number 2 is going to be. But again, racing, Matt Johnson in racing, in the racing competition, and it was a tough one, as he's had his number all season long. Right here, a bicycle comboing it with a nose wheelie. See how far he can take it. Those crush cars might be getting in the way. Kind of combo it up and over the concrete crush cars into a wheelie, bouncing it on one wheel, and still holding on. So not bad. Thought those crush cars would have messed up his attempt overall, but no, he was able to manage, and that's going to be it for attempt number 2. So right here, right off the bat, looking back at a replay, again the gravity bender, up and over, and handling it perfectly, and then right here the bicycle into a nose wheelie, which led into a regular wheelie. After going over those crush cars, he was bouncing it back and forth. Your score for Alien Invasion is an 8.079. From Whittier, California, it's Angel Garcia and Brutus. The guy who, honestly, everyone has in mind for freestyle. Wondering what he can do in best trick all season long. It's been a little back and forth battle for him. Hasn't had the best of luck, so hopefully looking to switch things up here in the World Finals. But I know everyone's looking forward to his freestyle run today right here, popping it up into a nose wheelie, comboing it with a moonwalk. Some trouble here, throttling it out into a beautiful save with that front tire, comboing it with a wheelie and an amazing save. At a loss for words on my end. He just did not give up on that and just throttled it out as much as possible to get that beautiful save. So amazing attempt for Brutus. Now let's see what attempt number 2 is going to bring us up in the air. I'm sure he's going to go for a slap wheelie into a forward momentum backflip. Beautifully landed, and that's exactly what Dragon wanted to do. But unfortunately, the back end of the chassis catching that dirt there, and it was beautifully executed by Angel Garcia and Brutus right here. Attempt number 1, looking at a replay. Popping it up into a nose wheelie. Waving at the crowd a little bit before going into a moonwalk, losing it, and then right here, that beautiful save, just throttling it out, never giving up, and saving the truck. And then right here, attempt number 2, beautiful attempt of the slap wheelie here into a forward momentum backflip, thinking it would be a front flip, and your score for Brutus is an 8.506. From Pamplona, Navarra, Spain, it's Pelor 89 in Megalodon. And seeing what he has in store, going straight into it, and getting it into a wheelie motion here, wondering what the combo is going to be. He can get a front flip out of this if he really tries. No, he's going to combo it into a nose wheelie, and he's going to go back and seesaw it. Now he needs to watch out here, as there could be a transfer issue called here, and right there, all 4 tires have touched. So they're not calling off the attempt yet. Again, right there, all 4 tires touched. So they're going to let him continue, but that will be put into account when judging his run. And he's just going to seesaw back and forth, and I'm going to take this moment to go back to Angel Garcia, and an 8.50, what was it, 8.506? Not a bad score, a point away from Black Pearl, so things are looking good for Steel Titan and the Black Pearl right now, as there's only a few competitors left. But Megalodon here still seesawing it, and you would think he would kind of switch it up a bit at this point, but he's still continuing with these same motions. And again, a transfer already a couple times where there was a transfer issue where all 4 tires have touched. So that is going to be put into account and could potentially affect his score. Most likely will affect his score. Right there, finally ending his first attempt. So again, that transfer is going to hurt him. But let's see what attempt number 2 can bring. Let's see what he has in store, coming back to that center pod there. Wondering what he has in store for us. He's kind of pausing for a second, gunning it in reverse, getting that front flip, or back flip, excuse me. Same as Matt Johnson, but now comboing it with a moonwalk. So beautifully executed for Megalodon, but again, right here, going back to his first attempt, it was just a seesaw. Tons of skill, definitely very skillful. But unfortunately, there were some transfers that were quite questionable. There are, I think, the one after that one. And then right here, that flipped a la Matt Johnson, comboing it with a moonwalk. So, the score for Megalodon, an 8.181, so we will not have a new leader. From Apple Valley, California, it's kind of fluffy in Gravedigger. The black and green wrecking machine rocking a new white paint style livery, paint scheme, whatever you want to call it, for World Finals. Beautiful reverse flip, comboing it with a wheelie. And right there, going to end his first attempt. Kind of wobbly a bit, but managing to control, so not bad for attempt number 1. We've seen that a few times already, so let's see what he can do for attempt number 2. Something different to hopefully wow the crowd and get a better score than Black Pearl. And he's going for a double forward momentum backflip, beautifully executed by Gravedigger. This backflip here, unfortunately, will not count, but a double forward momentum backflip for kind of fluffy. And right there, replay number 1, the reverse flip off a container into a wheelie. But right here, just absolutely throttling it into that jump and just getting that double flip. And your score for Gravedigger, unfortunately, will not be enough. 8.418. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, it's the Fireball himself, Daniel Murray, in Northern Nightmare. And seeing if he can have some better luck here in Best Trick qualifying. Didn't go his way. Racing didn't go his way either. Look at this, 3 and 4. 4 consecutive backflips back to back, but now some trouble. Can he save it? Yes. Able to save it, so going for that move that Matt Johnson has done all season long. I know Daniel has done it as well, but executed beautifully by Daniel Murray. And right here, kind of wondering where he's going to go next. Looks like he's making trying to get some ground here, some real estate, going for a bicycle and comboing it with a nose wheelie. No, back into a bicycle and kind of going off for a wild ride here. Not sure exactly what's going on. Leading into that container, trying to get a backflip, enough momentum to get him over. Not a complete flip, but enough momentum to get him over. And he's done it right here. I guess he thinks it's freestyle slamming into that concrete crush car, and that's going to be it. So a quick attempt here for Daniel Murray. The 4 consecutive. And that save here kind of a little all over the place. And is this going to be enough? Is this going to be enough to take the lead right here? Wild ride and kind of dumb luck if you think about it that way. Because it was just him just kind of spamming everything that he can to make sure he stayed on those 2 tires. And an 8.878 for Northern Nightmare. From Saxony, Germany, it's Gravedigger the Legend with its driver, Firefly. And going back to Daniel Murray, it was a bit of a wild ride. And surprising it wasn't a little higher than that. But I don't know. It was a bit wobbly. Here comes Gravedigger the Legend though. Reverse flip into a wheelie, into a front flip. And landing it in a nose wheelie position and continue with a forward momentum backflip. So attempt number 1, a fantastic attempt. Can attempt number 2 match it? Can it be as clean? And right here, a bicycle and slamming into that concrete crush car, sending him over. And I'm not exactly sure if that's the way he wanted it to go. Attempt number 2, unfortunately, wasn't as clean. It was kind of not sure exactly what to say, but right here, that forward momentum backflip into a nose wheelie, into a forward momentum, yes, I'm sorry. I'm just so, that first attempt was amazing, but right here, attempt number 2, I'm not sure that's exactly how you wanted it to go. So your score for Gravedigger the Legend is an 8.519. One of the other Texas residents, it's Toucan Plays in Avenger. And going back to Gravedigger the Legend, that was unfortunate. Attempt number 2 did not go his way. I don't think that was what he wanted to go for. And I feel like that's what may have hurt his score. But right now, Avenger and Toucan Plays is the only one standing in the way of Black Pearl and Steel Titan taking the Best Trick Championship. But right here, a beautiful bicycle into a sky wheelie. But some trouble. Can he save it? Yes! Gunning it in reverse, trying to stay balanced, and he's back on all 4 tires. So beautifully executed by Avenger. But he's going to have to pull out something amazing for attempt number 2 if he wants to take the lead. Now let me remind everybody, drivers and fans alike, each attempt is judged individually up to 5 points max. So just one attempt isn't going to give you a win. Both have to be skillful, complete, and clean. Especially with a wow factor indeed. But right here, not exactly what he wanted to do, I don't think. So, is this going to be enough? Or does Black Pearl have a championship in his pocket on top of the Tour Championship that he earned earlier this season? Attempt number 2 right here. A bicycle. Not sure exactly where he was going. Maybe he was trying to go for a flip like the other drivers, but right here lost it. And your score is an 8.197 for Avenger, meaning Black Pearl and Steel Titan is your Best Trick champion here in World Finals 1. Taking a look at the overall leaderboards for it. Matt Johnson was right behind him. Daniel Murray in third. Firefly in fourth, so on and so forth. So, Best Trick is in the books, meaning one competition is left. One more champion to be crowned here in World Finals 1, and that's going to be your freestyle champion. So, be sure to check it out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that like button, and we'll see you in freestyle.